So let me share this with you. It's only one paragraph I have to share. One paragraph that I want to make sure that we focus on. It says, Central Bank, an early adopter of AI, written by Gisha Kaulesa Alonso. Thank you very much, Gisha. Senior reporter. It says, the first sentence is the Central Bank of Trinidad and Tobago is an early adopter of artificial intelligence, but the regulator of financial institutions remains cautious about its use. So here is the statement. Certain departments are using AI, and the process we follow is that if a business user is interested in using any AI-related technology, as a matter of fact, there's a process that they must adhere to where the security team will do a review and we give them feedback on it. We use it in the IT department. A lot of new technologies related to machine learning, so that is already fully entrenched in some of our tools. So I'd say we're early adopters. We are a central bank, and we tend to be a bit more cautious than other institutions. There's interest, and we try to balance that interest with doing it securely. Did he say the right things? Did he push all the correct buttons?
You could look at the last paragraph as well, too.
Last paragraph says, and of course, there's a related issue of control, because as you try to use AI for even supervision and for cybersecurity, you'll be saying, okay, well, tell me what are the outliers. So you have a certain pattern of behavior and you say, oh, you know this, we had this login from a source or some behavior that is not regular. So this could help you, but you may not be able to control what the AI is doing. Here further explain, noting that there is a number of different things that could be derived from AI. So they seem to be cautiously optimistic, but they're saying that they already have it implemented. My question is, where and how?
I mean, when they say implemented, I think they probably mean that they're using it. You know, it's not necessarily implemented or embedded in the software systems or features, because you mentioned using ChatGPT, and you have to be careful of some of the pitfalls or whatever. So
but the statement says, so that is already fully entrenched in some of our tools. Well, machine learning is already entrenched in some of their tools. So I don't think they put the machine learning in place. I think the machine learning comes with the software that they're probably using, and they just be like, well, it have ML in it, quotation marks. Yeah, I personally, I don't think that AI is a part of the business process. I think a large language model is used to ask questions about certain things, and they get almost like an assistant. Because I don't know what is the job of the central bank? To regulate the financial runnings of the country, right? And provide a place for money to be securely audited, stored, transferred, whatever it is. They make the policies that the banks have to follow. Any organization has to follow them. How could AI help that? Now, I'm not coming down on them and saying that it's impossible for them to do it. I just want to think from a technological perspective what AI could do to make our central bank be better. Flag transactions that weird?
I don't know. I mean, I really don't know how embedded the AI is in their day-to-day processes, So
now, if you say like stocks and thing, right? Monitoring the stock market and checking for trends and looking at the possible ways to invest better or something. I'm not too sure. Yeah.
So even looking at the stock market, you can't 100%, depend on AI to tell you how to invest or the trends or whatever. Because if you could do that, everybody would be rich. Just use that AI button, do your trades and stuff like that. So AI, I don't think I keep saying this, but I'm not sure it's at the point where you could fully integrate it or replace a human without some type of oversight or intervention just to make sure you have some checks and balances in place. And I think they mentioned that here too. You can't just fully trust into your stuff. You have to still,
Have a plan.
It's kind of easing it in, and from at least as we were saying before, at least from like an assistant or in terms of doing reports and learning, check certain stuff, validate stuff. Yeah, it will definitely help there.
One of the things the article seemed to kind of veer towards was the fact that security is a big problem when it comes to collecting all sorts of data, and it's getting a lot of attention. Now, the article is about AI, but the writer says during the discussions, the issue of the threat landscape within TNT was raised, and as it relates to cybersecurity, and they're talking about all the things that they put in place. And of course, I mean, you have to say that cybersecurity remains priority number one for the bank. Of course, that's the central bank governor, Dr. Alvin Hilaire, saying that.
Yeah.
And when you say cybersecurity is problem number one, and we talking last week about this article where it's hard to retain cybersecurity skills in the ministry.
Yeah, in the public sector.
Sure. Yeah, I not feeling the central bank have like the greatest of cybersecurity personnel. Wait, I was supposed to give you a report on that.
Yeah.
So I message my past student and I say, yo, how the internship was, or whatever the case and whatnot. And said student says, nah, so I take up another offer, I didn't go. And I was like, after I write a recommendation for you, I say all these good things. You didn't take the job? But I was joking, but yeah. So basically, we have no links inside the Ministry of Digital Transformation. My one hopeful link has fizzled away. So if they have, they are taking cybersecurity seriously. Sorry, what was I going to say?
No, I was going to say, so they'll probably got a better offer than going in ministry.
Well, yeah, that basically what it come down to is an internship, and I don't know if it was an unpaid internship or if the internship had a stipend and the students get a better offer. Maybe not. I didn't ask any further questions. I didn't really try to push too much because that ain't necessary. But if they're saying cybersecurity is a priority number one, that means AI is going to be put under some sort of what's the word? Lock and key to ensure that they don't use it and it goes wild, which is why I asked me to read the last paragraph, of course. The last paragraph was kind of saying that you can't really predict how AI is going to handle certain situations. So you have to think. And
I don't think you could just put AI in charge of cybersecurity. You need, as last week, you need the expert in place. Because, like, from my experience, it have like a lot of surface level stuff, troubleshooting and stuff like that. AI could help you. But like when you get into some real in the nitty-gritty and some real complex stuff, and it's not really that straightforward, you still need some type of intervention to piece things together, because AI would kind of point you in the right direction, but yes, in some cases, according to how complex the problem is or the situation you're dealing with, and probably the tool that you're using, whatever AI tool you're using, I don't know what tool you're using, how advanced it is, but I still think, you need some oversight. We probably, who knows, you might reach to the point in the next year or two where it's not like that. But at least right now, I still think you need some, is something to go hand in hand with it. You can't just leave it.
Now, okay. You think that they starting to, okay, if they did this article last year,
yeah,
they would be like, we're using AI, we're on the top of blah, 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 we are the best, we're the cutting edge and whatnot. But this article seems a lot more muted and a lot more circumspect in terms of saying, yeah, we want to do it, but we ain't going to do it. So you think that we starting to, not the rest of the world figure this out already, but you think that Trinidad and Tobago starting to be like, okay, AI is cool, it's a nice buzzword, but to implement it, you have to think it through. You're getting that kind of feeling generally. or a real trigger happy CEO just bounce in the meeting and be like, listen, IT department, AI, no, everywhere.
Like, so it are two ends of the spectrum. Sometimes it's be like that from like seeing in some of the environments, and somebody would go to some conference and see somebody present some AI too, and then they will jump on it and bring it back and implement it, and without going through the proper channels to look at what policy we have in place for this, because this is a whole new dynamic, especially if you want AI to replace the job of what a human used to do. It's all well and good for, say, it's a private company and, you could take on that risk or whatever, but when you're dealing with like I've got public company, a government company, especially something like the central bank, which has a lot of red tape and a lot of hoops to jump through to do other stuff, much less something as important as cybersecurity that they claim is important. But so all that's to say, on one end of the spectrum, people just be gung ho and try to use it, but it has some people that is, try to do the right thing and make sure it has stuff in place to make sure you roll out this stuff
if there's one
properly.
One thing I'm sure about is that the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Digital Transformation, Corey Belfon, he used to be in education, and he was a part of the ICT department in education, I believe, or something like that. And he used to make good decisions and be sensible in the things that he was saying. So him being the permanent secretary in the Ministry of Digital Transformation gives me a little bit of hope, because I think he has a kind of handle on technology implementation and not being bullied into new technologies and being like a puppet now. And sort of, because, there's this going thing that permanent secretaries tend to be kind of puppeted by government ministers sometimes, and
a lot of times.
Yeah, because of the position I in, the government minister basically hanging your job over your head and like, I could remove you in a second now. The fact that he came out last week and told them, listen, it costs money to hire good cybersecurity. And if all you want to keep throwing out this word cybersecurity, this is not what he said, but this is what I, of course, imply. If you want to get good cybersecurity in the government, all you had to start to pay up, and all you can't be throwing out this word like, we are resistant and all those kind of things. That is not something you just say easily to create yourself as a target and then not have the actual implementation of it now. So I think Corey Belfon is a good fella. Maybe one day somebody will hear this podcast and tell him that we say that about him, and he will come and talk to us about something. Yeah.